defense for the Bulldogs. You know, a lot of those kids playing big in this football game. That's why you have a 14-13 score.
Again, Reese and Roundtree towards the near side. In motion, Roundtree. Straight drop back for Thurman. Thurman under pressure. The flag comes down for holding. The pass in the air, and it bounds on a hop into the arms of Nicole Woodruff. Good call by the referee as Woodruff going for the interception, but it looks as though there was holding against Bolles, as getting up slowly Maurice Whitaker, who was pulled to the turf.
Wow, very lucky that ball wasn't intercepted. That was just thrown up for grabs. 79 for the Yellow Jackets, doing a nice job. Evans coming in, doing a good job trying to get some pressure on the quarterback, but he was actually called for the holding. And that'll set this Bulldog offense way back inside their 20-yard line. It's going to be very tough for this offense to move the football. I was thinking if they were going to throw the football, maybe a 3-step drop, something quick, but don't put the freshman back where he needs to go back, retreat 7 yards, find a receiver, even roll him out. May have been an easier play for him.
So second down and long, and as Santa looks on, no one knows who gets the lump of coal and who gets the prize tonight, but still 6:41 to determine who gets the crown. All the emotion from that 4th and short that was picked up by the Bulldogs now down the drain. As the pass comes through, another flag comes in, and it was almost picked off again. Ronald Daughtry on the ground. It looks like he might have been hit as he was reaching for the ball, and it looks like he might be grabbing his right arm. Daughtry is hurt.
Another play that could have been easily picked off and run into the end zone. We saw in the first half Thornton going in off that screen play for an interception for the Yellow Jackets. This time, almost the same scenario.
Might have had the wind knocked out of him as well. It looked like a personal foul. The call against Bartow as they pick up a big chunk of yardage, 15 yards.
And also get a first down, Phil. Maybe we can pick up the injury here. A high pass just lobbed up in the middle of the football field. Actually, a nice job that time by the offensive player Becker, the tight end, Trip Becker, coming in, seeing that the ball was thrown up for grabs, goes and tries to block Daughtry off of the football and actually injured him in doing so.
Looks like Sam Matthews was called for the penalty, throwing an elbow at Travis Thurman after the pass. Thurman again dropping back, throws to McCray, who's promptly smacked down. Hard hit inside the 30, and they'll lose 5 as Maurice Tucker pushing up from his linebacker position.
In man coverage, this Yellow Jacket defense, Tucker's responsible for McCray. He's got the first back out to the strong side of the field. He's waiting and waiting and waiting, sees the ball delivered, and then whack. Knocks him right as hard as you can in the chest, brings him down. It's a tough guy to bring down one-on-one, but Tucker does a great job for that Yellow Jacket team.
Flanks and split towards the left. Straight drop back. Thurman looking long, going into double coverage. White almost has it, but it's in and out of his arms, and coverage on the play. Good enough by Derek Smith to help knock the ball free, but Des White at 6'2", 205 pounds, almost had that one in his hands.
You're right, he almost came down with the football. Just a great play by the freshman to get the football out there. Now it's just a jump ball for both teams. White almost comes down with the football for the Bulldogs, but Tyson, along with Smith, on the defensive play for the Yellow Jackets, really battling all the way to the ground. An incomplete pass.
Good throw by Thurman, perhaps not wise throwing into double coverage, but he got the ball out there for White, and that was something that Woodruff had a problem, or Rye Patrick had a problem with. Wide receivers towards the right side, and that's the way Thurman will roll. Rifling the ball to the 40, but too far as White can't hang on. It would have been short of the first down anyway, but now they will try and punt it away with the ball being snapped at their own 26.
You'll take a look at Thurman coming around, rolling out to his right, had a receiver in White down the field, but just throws the football a little bit too high. It would have been short of a first down. That marker was well short of where the original mark he needed to get to for the first down. It would have been about 5 yards short of there, resulting in a Bulldog punting opportunity.
White takes the snap and punts it away. Ball will bounce at the 40, and it will be picked up there by Brewer. Brewer to the 40, to the 45, and knocked out of bounds there by Travis Carroll. So good field position by Bartow. And with 5.5 minutes left to go, can they run down the clock? They lead by 1.
Can they do it with 5:30? The Bulldogs from Jacksonville only have 1 timeout remaining. The Yellow Jackets from Bartow 2 timeouts remaining, but 2 first downs right here could be a world of difference for this offensive team for the Yellow Jackets.
Tolley under center. James split out towards the left side. They'll hand it up the middle, and Marcus Floyd tries to break his way through and finally spun to the turf at the 48-yard line of Bolles. 7 yards in the first carry. A nice chunk by Bartow.
Yeah, big play on first down. That's the key for the Yellow Jackets right now. Keep that clock running. Marcus Floyd doing a nice job ripping off 7 yards on first down.
2nd and short. James again coming out towards the left. It's Moore on the right. Terrell Parham flanks to the right. In motion, Brewer. Handoff, Tolley to Brewer. Brewer fighting his way towards the first down. He'll be stacked up just short as Sam Matthews stepping into the fray. Take a look at who is also pulling for a Bartow upset. Mater Dei of California, number 2. But Hampton and Berwick area of Pennsylvania, well, they might move up a notch as well. A lot on the line here today, in addition to a state championship, the national title also on the line.
Well, maybe someone knew something when they put Bartow ahead of the Bulldogs from Jacksonville in that 1 poll.
Tolley looked like he might be trying to draw Bolles offside. He as much time off as he can, and finally takes the snap. And on the sneak, burrows through for a gain of 4. It's first down and 10 for the Yellow Jackets.
Nice job by the offensive line winning that battle on 3rd down, 3rd and short. You see plenty of room to run the quarterback sneak. A nice job by Murphy and Butler and Lipson. Everybody young did a great job on that offensive front to allow Tolley to get that first down. Now the clock's running under 4 minutes, Phil.
The other thing is they continue to run the ball. They got it at 5:30. They've already eaten up over 1.5 minutes. In motion, Brewer. Tolley will try the option and will be swarmed underneath. Dorsey making the hit to bring him down. A loss of 2. Some misdirection as Brewer cutting to the inside, then to the outside, but Tolley doing the smart thing, and rather than risk the pitch under pressure, just swallow the loss.
Well, right now, that's the only thing you can do. You don't want to turn over the football, because even if you get tackled for a loss, keep the clock running. That's the biggest ally you have right now. And force the Bulldogs to go 80 yards. They haven't thrown the football effectively all day. They may not have a great opportunity to take it 80 or 90 yards. Just don't turn it over if you're a Yellow Jacket on offense.
Matthews pinching in on the center. Now will come back out. Tolley, the handoff up the middle. Nice hold for Marcus Floyd. Floyd across the 35, the 30, and finally brought down at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10, Bartow.
Wow, just a huge play that time by the offensive backfield. Marcus Floyd, watch him make people miss inside. A great block up the middle by center Mitch Murphy, number 77, allowing his tailback Marcus Floyd, the senior, to go for the first down. It's under 3 minutes now. That could do it for this Bartow Yellow Jacket offense.
They can't call timeout more than once right now, so Bartow has everything in their favor. Only 28 carries for Floyd on 7 carries, but that is a huge one. It might have clinched a title. Tolley swarmed under as Matthews, or actually make that Travis Carroll diving through. And another loss of 2, but the clock will continue to tick down towards 2:30 left.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do right now if you're the Bulldogs. You have 1 timeout remaining. You're hoping to get the football back once. You need a big stop here on 2nd down, and then you have to decide when you want to use your timeout to try to get the football back.
2:15 and counting. James to the left, Moore to the right, Brewer and Parham flanked. And offsides is Dorsey leaning that big bulk forward just too far. They'll pick up 5 the easy way, but it will stop the clock.
Actually, it's not a bad play if you're a Bulldog. You want to stop the clock. You have to stop them whether he goes 13 yards or 8 yards, you're a strong defense. You've been stopping this Yellow Jacket offense with time of possession all day. You desperately need the football back. It stops. Yes, you get 5 yards, but you stop the clock and rely on your defense to shut them down here on second down.
So the clock does stop at 2:07, and it will do no good for Bartow to take their time on this snap. Again, more to the left. Parham, slot on the right. Handoff, Floyd. Floyd, nice dance to the inside as he cuts close to the 20. He'll be shy of the first down, a pickup of 4.
I keep looking at this clock, seeing how much time's left. You got 1:44 and counting. Another big play for both teams right here, but you can smell victory if you're a Yellow Jacket in Bartow. The crowd getting very excited behind their team. Just a huge upset in the making right now in the 4A state championship in the state of Florida.
Danny Smith yelling instructions out to quarterback Chandra and Tolley. They call him sleepy, but a wide away call right there. If any confusion at this moment with 1:23 left, just take the timeout. You don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah, I would say so. You have your coach come out on the football field, talk it over. You got to be happy with your team's progression to this point. Danny Smith wants to come out, talk to his offensive bunch. This is exactly what I want done, guys. Now listen up. The state championship hinges on what we do in the next minute 23 seconds. So you've done a great job up to this point. Let's just carry it out, finish this game. You've worked hard all game. And on the other side, you've got Coach Rogers trying to look down at what he's got in the back of his cranium. He scribbled down some notes maybe for this type of situation. They need a big turnover right here. They need a fumble. They need something to get the football back right now with 1:23 left.
You can see the Bartow cheerleaders figure this one might be in the bag. The turning point in my mind, a minute left to go in the first half. 2.5 minutes after Bartow had scored their first touchdown on the nice run by Tolley. The pass from Patrick picked off by Thornton and rumbling 46 yards for the score, and Bolles has been unable to get a touchdown since. 14-13 the score, 1:23. The clock will start with a snap. Murphy to Tolley. Tolley will hand the ball off, and it will be a short gain, bringing up 4th down. Clock continues to run at 1:15. It's very close to timeout time if they're going to use it, and they will. Bolles calls their final timeout with just 73 seconds left. The tackle again made by the busiest man on the field, Travis Carroll.
Yeah, nice job by number 44, Carroll. He's been the man in the middle for the Bulldog defense all afternoon. He makes yet another stop for Coach Rogers' defense.
How big an upset would this be?
Well, right now, you know, both teams look very equal out on the football field. You take away the quarterback from the Bulldogs team. You take away Chris Ryer out of this equation, and both teams very similar. I think that was a huge play, not only the interception, but having the starting quarterback out of the football game. That really made the Bulldog offense one-dimensional. They took the running play and as well some of the pass plays on the outside right out of their offense, and it made it a little bit easier for this Yellow Jacket defense to contain the Jacksonville team.
Ryer had been hoping to go to Arkansas, and hopefully the injury not that severe. He's been taken to an area hospital and seeking treatment there. Tolley, the handoff, Parham cutting back in, and he has the first down. He just needed 2 yards, and he picks up 3. The ball at the Bolles 18-yard line. 1st and 10 for Bartow, and that will do it.
Just kneel on the football now. It's over.
They stopped the clock briefly with 1:08 left to go. They move the chains, and it is underway. The first down run by Parham. One minute away from their 3rd state championship in history. Tolley changing the play. He won't have much time on the snap. He'll take it himself and run across the 15 and down close to the 11. 46 seconds, 45 and counting.
A lot of excitement on that sideline for the Yellow Jackets from Bartow. They've waited a long time. They knew it would be a tough uphill challenge to beat the #1 team in the nation, but it looks like they're going to get it done, and the fans are really excited about this one.
26, 25, 24. They might need to snap it once. A lot of praise to be handed around as the clock gets down to 18. 15 seconds away. The flag will come down, take the penalty rather than rush the snap, and with just 8 seconds left, all that remains between the Bartow Yellowjackets and a state championship is one snap of the ball and one drop of the knee.
You got to credit both teams today. They've come out and they've played their best football. I think every young man on the football field today has given great effort, and both were well prepared. You take a look at both coaches. Corky Rogers in defeat today. Very classy performance by his team, but you can't say enough about Bartow. They were well prepared as well. Danny Smith will win his state championship against a tough team in the Bulldogs.
And that will do it. The clock has wound to a close, and Bartow's players, cheerleaders, and all the people on the sideline taking the field in celebration. The Class 4A state champions, the Bartow Yellowjackets, knocking off the #1 team in the nation to get there.
Just a huge victory for Bartow. They came in as the underdogs. There was only one poll in the state of Florida that had them ranked ahead of Bolles, and they did a great job. You got to credit Danny Smith and that coaching staff. Just a terrific job coming out, holding on for a 14-13 victory.
Bartow won a championship back in 1985, and they won their first back in 1977. Paul Quinn, the coach for both of those, and Danny Smith, in a short time he has been with the Yellowjackets, has built them back up into a championship caliber team. The Bartow Yellowjackets, the Class 4A state champions, with a 14-13 victory over Bolles.
A lot of celebration out on that football field right now. A lot of young men for Bartow very excited about this victory. They did a great job offensively and defensively, coming up with the big plays when they needed them. None bigger than what you said, Kenny Thornton, his interception. Terrific job getting them into the state final and then winning today.
Bartow wins the crown, 14-13 over Bolles. We'll be back to show you how and get some post-game activity right after this on Sports Channel. Welcome back to Daytona Beach, and Bolles, the #1 team in the land, goes down to Bartow. The Yellowjackets win the Class 4A championship. And plenty of success this season for the Bulldogs, and head coach Corky Rogers telling his team about that. You learn lessons from defeat. This was a hard one to learn, though, for the Bulldogs.
You're right. They come in #1 ranked, not only in the state, but in the country. They do a terrific job of preparing themselves, but they ran into a tough Yellowjacket team. Offensively and defensively, it was a terrific game, only determined by 1 point.
And in fact, the key play of the game might have been Kenny Thornton's rumble, 46 yards away, picking off Rye Patrick's pass. But Patrick wouldn't even have been in there if it wasn't for the first quarter injury to Chris Ryer.
You're right. That was key for the Bulldogs' offensive chances. Didn't have a lot of chance to throw the football. They missed the running out of the quarterback, and that wing tee was huge. But the interception right before halftime turned out to be the turning point of this football game.
All 14 points for the Yellowjackets coming over a 2.5-minute stretch. Only 8 yards in the fourth quarter for the Bolles Bulldogs. And as you take a look, Bartow, who was being blown out on the stat sheet at halftime, making a respectable showing at the end of the game.
They came back with 8 first downs, and really the time of possession came back to a little bit closer than we first thought it was in the first half. 2 turnovers each, but they really came up, showed determination late in this football game. Offensively, 2 big first downs when the clock was going under 5 minutes. That sealed the victory for them.
They run off nearly the final 6 minutes of play, and Bartow ends up winning the Class 4A championship. A heartbreaker for Bolles, an emotional victory for Bartow, and the Yellowjackets, the #1 team in the land in the Florida Class 4A high school championships. Danny Smith just celebrating part of the reason for this team to be victorious. A lot of the players coming out to receive their awards. The Yellowjackets 14, the Bulldogs 13. Bartow, the #1 team in Florida. Thanks for joining us here at Daytona Beach Municipal Stadium. Be sure to catch many of the high school championships right here on Sports Channel. I'm Phil Shane saying goodbye for John Conjemi, and once again, Bartow wins the Class 5A championship. The final score, 14-13.